What's up, guys? Rick Grimes for President here to bring you another Walking Dead episode review. This review is for The Walking Dead Season 3, Episode 4, The Killer Within. And let me start by saying, oh my gosh, I just wanted to make a video with me screaming the whole time in the video because this video was freaking insane, or this episode was insane. Like, I can't even right now. My hands were shaking after the episode. I shed a tear, not even gonna lie. It was the best episode of The Walking Dead I've ever seen. And I knew it was gonna be, because for number one, I read a review online. It was a forum that some people got to view the episode early, like 3 or 4 days in advance, and they said that this episode was gonna have more action than Season 1 and Season 2 combined, and it was gonna be the best episode of Walking Dead ever. They even named it the best single aired episode of any TV show ever. And I can believe this, because this episode was crazy, guys. It was insane. Like, let me start out by talking about the title of the episode, The Killer Within. As you know, Lori and T-Dog both met their fate in this episode, and the title, The Killer Within, really, I think it's a play on words as to Lori's baby could be the killer within from killing Lori, or it could be that Andrew, the prisoner that somehow survived after Rick pushed him out into a herd of zombies and shut the gate on him, it could be him being within the prison killing everybody, because if it wasn't for him setting off the sirens and everything and opening the gate, I don't think any of this would have happened, which, God, he just pissed me off for that. Like, literally, when T-Dog died, I slammed my fist down on the table and screamed no to the top of my lungs, and everybody looked at me like I was crazy. But I don't care, because it really made me mad, and I really liked him as an actor and a character. But I give him props for going out like a man and rushing in and saving Carol like that. And I made this video before, but the audio messed up, and plus I'm going to redo it because I messed up on a couple things, and after watching The Talking Dead, I'm going to clarify some things for you guys. So, to all you comic readers, you know that Lori does die in the comics. However, she doesn't die like this at all. She gets shot in the comics, actually, so spoiler alert for all you people who don't want to know about this. She does get shot in the comics, and she falls and crushes her baby with her own weight, which is really sad, and it's really graphic in the comics. But I believe this was even more graphic the way it happened. Anyways, at the beginning of this episode, you see Axel and Oscar, the other prisoner. They don't want to stay in their cell anymore. They don't want to sleep beside people who they've known forever and they've been with, and that are all dead bodies lying around. So they ask Rick if they can go somewhere else, and Rick says no, it's non-negotiable. You're either going to sleep in that cell or you're going to hit the road. So, Oscar says, well, I'm hitting the road then, and you can come with me, Axel. So Axel tries to beg him to let him stay and be friendly, but Oscar knows it's not going to happen, that Rick's, he has his mind set. So they hit the road. Rick, Daryl, T-Dog, they all agree to give him a week's worth of food, and they send him on their way. And then you see Rick and Glenn and Daryl, T-Dog, all going out to get some wood. And they come back, and, Herschel's hopping around on his crutches, hopping Herschel. Everybody's looking at each other. They have like this big long stare down across the fence where they're all looking at each other. And then you see a herd of zombies, a herd of walkers come behind Lori and Maggie and Herschel and Carl and Carol, and everybody freaks out. It's just widespread panic, and everybody goes their separate ways. They don't really know what to do. Rick's trying to save Carl and Lori, and he's running, but he's fumbling with the keys that Glenn throws him and can't get in, and everybody's just splitting up. It ends up being Maggie, Lori, and Carl, T-Dog, Carol. Rick is kind of with Daryl and the other group. Herschel's with his daughter, and everybody's splitting up. So that happens, and you see walkers. The first thing you see is walkers come after Carol and T-Dog, and T-Dog gets bit on the shoulder, man. And there's nothing you can do about that. You get bit on the shoulder, there's nothing you can chop off. He was gone, and I got so mad. I love T-Dog. He wasn't in the comics, so I had no idea about him. He was just introduced in the TV show, so he was an awesome character. Sad that he had to go. He was very upset that he had to go. As you could see in The Talking Dead, he almost cried. And then you see Carol go off by herself after T-Dog sacrifices himself to the walkers. And then, big controversy, you see Lori and Maggie and Carl go inside a room, and Lori starts bleeding, and she says, I'm about to have this baby. And Maggie and Carl are just like, we ain't got no time for that. We ain't got time for that. So, but Lori's like, I have to have it right now. And so they agree, Maggie tells Carl, you're going to have to do this. You're going to have to step up and be a man. You kill walkers. You want to fill this leader role, you're going to have to step up and do this. So, Maggie and Lori sits there and she says, you have to kill me. You have to save the baby. It's something you have to do. You have to choose. And so she shows Maggie where her old C-section wound is, and Maggie cuts her open and takes the baby out. I thought the baby was dead at first, but I don't know if it just resuscitated, but it's alive. It's good. And then Carl has to finish Lori, man. He has to shoot her. At first I thought that maybe he didn't shoot her, maybe Lori was still alive, but it confirmed it in The Talking Dead that Lori is dead. Carl shot her. He finished her off. So that was really sad. And then you see them all go back out. They all go back to the front schoolyard, prison yard, and Rick asks where Lori is, and he just sees the baby, and that's it. He knows that Lori's gone, and this is when you start to see everything break down. That's what this show's about. It builds you up to break you down, but it happens. It's a zombie apocalypse, man. There's nothing else you can do. You're going to get built up. You're going to get broken down. Groups are going to break up. People are going to die. It's going to happen, but Rick hasn't really had anybody close to him die besides Shane, but he killed Shane. But other than that, he hasn't had anybody really close to him die, so now he's torn up on the inside. He has to feel what everybody else has felt, and he's going to have to go through it. Going back to Woodbury, you see Andrea now kind of betraying and going with the governor, and also Merle having some kind of relationship with Andrea, because Andrea gives Merle the map to the farm to where she last saw Daryl, because I think eventually Merle's going to go to that farm and then go to the prison and end up finding Daryl, and it's going to be a big confrontation with Merle and Daryl. I'm really excited to see that, because neither of those characters were in the comics either. So for us comic readers that do watch the show and read the comics, we don't know some of the stuff that's happened, and some of the stuff that has happened in the comics hasn't happened like that in the show. So I really like how they're doing that. I give Gale Ann Hurd and Robert Kirkman props for that. Then you see the governor trying to manipulate everyone's minds and think that he's a good guy. He's trying to manipulate Michonne and trying to manipulate Andrea. And he's getting by with it with Andrea. But with Michonne's like, no, I don't believe you. I want out of this place. I'm going to survive on my own. I've done it forever. I can do it again. And I like that part of her character. Andrea's being stupid. Just to let you guys know, the governor is not a good guy. Andrea is being dumb. So she's probably gonna face the consequences for that, in my opinion. This was a crazy episode, best episode I've ever seen. I don't know how they can top it, but just remember, guys, this is episode 4 out of 16. So this isn't even the finale, mid-season finale, anything. It's the middle of the first season, basically, or the first half of the season. So, I mean, this is going to be insane what they do with it, and I'm really excited to see what they do with it. So I hope you guys like this video. Comment, subscribe, and let me know what you guys think. Like I said earlier, I meant to bring this back up, but the prisoner, Andrew, that caused all of this, he survived, and he ends up getting killed by Oscar later on when Andrew and Rick fight, and Daryl's holding the door closed. Oscar comes out of nowhere and he ends up having to shoot Andrew, which is really good because now you can see that the prisoners might get involved more in the story. Axel and Oscar might get involved more in the story, and Rick might start to trust them. But I don't know. Rick's torn up now. He's crazy. He might just go on a super big killing spree, killing people, killing walkers. Who knows? But I'm really interested to see what's going to happen, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know I'm rambling about different stuff and I'm bringing different points up, but I really don't know what to say in these videos. I'm just giving my spiel on everything. So I hope you guys enjoy them. I'm getting a lot of views on them, and I really like that. Please view them more, even if it's just to open it up and view it. Do that. But I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll be back next week.